Hi, I'm Poe.
Hi, I'm Helena.
I'm Caitlin,
I'm Alex.
and we're going to be discussing the different philosophical ideas and connections between them. And we're starting with the Bell Hooks article and Zen and the Art of Saving the Planet. The Bell Hooks article is on engaged pedagogy, which is students becoming active and co-creators of knowledge. It kind of goes against the traditional passive receiver type, like filling the bank of the mind, sort of. Um, and it kind of focuses on like teaching the whole person and like kind of not like separate like dualism, like not separating the mind and body, but like teaching the whole person and the whole group. And then it kind of like touches on self-actualizing as a teacher and making sure that you value the students and their knowledge, and you're not going to be able to help them if you can't help and empower yourself. Um, and yeah, so it's like compassion in action, and everything's like interconnected and so.
And it's also like about how like being present.
Yeah.
And like how I like when we're all together, there's like a different that's gonna affect us differently
Yeah.
than when like people are missing
Yeah.
and like how that affects us.
Yeah. That's kind of like in the beginning when we first started in class. She's like, philosophy is a social activity.
Yeah.
And so with Zen and the art of saving the planet, it's also like kind of about being like present, and like being like mindful of like your environment, and like how your environment like affects you and how you affect it. And it's really talks about like being like fully aware of yourself, and how one can't like fix or like save the world, until like they like really like understand themselves, um, and how that like we're all like interconnected with the world,
Yes.
and that like uh, with like the environment and stuff like that and like other people, we're like with them, and so like that's where it's like about like how you can't like save it without like fixing yourself and things like that.
Yeah. I think another point with that is like just talking about how like there's always people who are like, oh, I'm gonna save the planet. I'm gonna like do all this good, and they don't realize that they're all like even the people that don't care about the planet. No one like realizes that like
We're all connected.
we're all connected.
Yeah.
And so if you're not able to work on yourself or know yourself, then how are you going to be able to help the planet?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And it also talked about like how like one shouldn't focus on like saving the planet, and
Yeah.
like how we should um like focus on like just like living like better lives, and by living better lives and being like more um present with like ourselves and like the environment and stuff like that, then we will like naturally
Make it
make it
better.
make it better.
Yeah. Figure out like the connections between them. So
A connection is that they both see libertarian as internal and external. With Hooks, it sees oppression recreates itself unless we change how we learn. And with Zen and the art of the saving the planet, environmental destruction continues unless we change our consciousness. So they're both connecting how if we don't change ourselves and how we learn, then it's gonna just continue this cycle of like destruction and oppression.
yeah.
They both encourage like linking awareness to actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like bringing personal growth to real world impact, no matter like where the impact is.
Yeah. And like I think in both of them it talked about engaged Buddhism and just kind of like being mindful of everything around you and like the compassion and action and like just everything's interconnected and making sure you're like working for that change but also like within yourself.
And I argue that like both are like kind of about like community building,
Yeah.
and like how like we should like in the classroom we should all be like working together, and then like as a society like we should all be working together, with our environment, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Our next connections are gonna be between Descartes and free will.
free will is basically the capacity to choose actions without external factors, and that centers around whether this is compatible with determinism. And determinism is the idea that all events are predetermined by prior causes.
Yeah.
There are two types of incompatibilism. Hard determinism, which is determinism is true, therefore we are not free. And libertarianism, which is we are free, therefore determinism is not true. And then there is compatibilism, which is basically free will and determinism are compatible. And the two types are traditional and deep self-compatibilism, which is basically saying doing what you authentically desire is free will.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah, and then like incompatibilists would say like free will is the ability to choose just in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's also like fatalism, which is like you can choose, but no matter what, there is something in the future that is going to be determined.
Yeah, like it is fate.
Yeah.
And then Descartes, he was a foundationalist and a rationalist. He did multiple things. He made his little dream argument, which is basically cannot know that you're awake right now if you can't distinguish a dream from reality. He made cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am. And mind-body dualism, which means like the mind and body are like two separate pieces. And he basically argues that humans have free will as a defining feature of the mind. So it's more towards libertarian free will. So like if you have a mind, you therefore have free will.
I feel like it just focuses on like if I have the ability to think and like think otherwise or think like in a doubting way, that's like his method of doubt. He's like he was finding something that's unable to be doubted, and that is the I think. And if you are able to think and doubt and like do all this stuff, then you're free and therefore not determined.
Yeah.
Is that not anything? Yeah.
No, that just basically
Yeah.
that your mind can choose doubt and reason
Mm-hmm.
freely regardless of bodily constraints.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he also focuses on like dualism, so like he does separate the mind and the
Yeah,
body.
he
And
does.
I'm curious. What type of free will do you guys like believe in? From or which one are you like more closely aligned with from like the class?
probably libertarianism, like if
Yeah.
you like if you're free, I think like maybe some stuff's determined, but not your like things in the world are determined, but not you yourself, your actions,
And like your future is
not
not determined.
determined. So I think like maybe like a mix between things. I don't,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have like a set.
Yeah, six.
I can't really.
but I do think we have free will. Like
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
true.
No, same. Like, yeah. Yeah, I sometimes I think I'm like, well, maybe like fatalism, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't really think. But I know I think our like actions influence like our future and
Yeah.
things, but I don't think that like there's like a set in stone like
Yeah.
route that
Yeah.
we're gonna play out and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's also nice to think that like because I'm choosing this, like maybe I'll have a better future, and it's not like
Yeah.
I'm destined to have a horrible future. Like that type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And then our next thing is grammar of animacy and a posteriori. And grammar of animacy is found in the book Braiding Sweetgrass. I'm like I have to read it for one of my classes that's not this, so so I know a little bit more about it, but it kind of just like focusing on indigenous knowledge, and this is more about like everything in the world around you should be seen as moving and living and not as like a what, but as like who. So if like you're talking about a tree, it's not an it, it's like a they.
Yeah.
sort of. And it's just going out and experiencing the world and noticing the things around you. And like something we talked about in my class was like, how would this change people's view on the environment? And I think it kind of like makes people want to actually go out and experience
Mm-hmm.
things around them, and not just be like, oh, you can cut down all those trees,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, oh, you're cutting down them, not it,
Yeah.
sort of. And then a posteriori, kind of grammar of animacy is like a version of a posteriori.
Mhm.
It's like experiencing in order to have knowledge, and it's having knowledge on the environment around you. And then there's also a priori, which is like
Mhm.
prior to experience, like making
Mhm.
judgment or knowledge based on that. And I feel like that's not a good way to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any thoughts on it?
The grammar of animacy thing, I feel like people, if they like actually practice that, they'd be more willing to like save the earth and the planet. Because if you view like trees and stuff like that as like real
Yeah,
living things,
More significance to them.
Yeah.
it would stop a lot of problems. I
Yeah,
feel.
that honestly kind of connects to like the Zen and the art of saving the planet.
Yeah.
Also, it's because like everything around you is connected, and
Yeah.
like we're all a part of the earth, and so it's
Yeah,
Like
everything's
appreci-
like one.
yeah, it's like appreciating it, like the things you might not like, the plants and the trees and everything around you, and like even like rivers that are flowing, like everything around you, and not just yourself.
Yeah.
And sort of like that.
I don't know. I think like with the grimmer of animacy, like it's like personifying, right? Like
Yeah.
like nature and stuff like that. And I think that like if more people did that and like really like thought about, you know, like intentionally about like their environment and stuff, it would like encourage them to go and like experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Which goes back to like what you were saying about like that's how like you can fix stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you like experience it.
People would definitely like care about stuff way more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
than they do now. And forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and I think about like our politicians or stuff like that. Like you know, it's if they like visited or like lived in like the like wherever community they're serving or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like a
It-
lot more would happen. I think.
Yeah.
It's like putting yourself in
Other people's shoes.
Yeah.
yeah, experiencing what others may be experiencing.
Yeah.
Anything to say? I think overall, like, what we've learned in class is just about, like, everyone has their own ideas of knowledge, but it's being able to acknowledge all of them and understand all of them, even if you don't agree.
Yeah.
And I think, like, a lot of the things that we've learned has definitely, like, opened my eyes to that.
Yeah.
That's part, like, experiencing, like, everything
Mhm.
else, so.
You're learning with experience.
I think it's also like tying into like empathy. I don't know. I
Mhm.
feel like a lot of our topics, like you could kind of boil it down to just being like a more empathetic person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like yeah, and then just like being open minded, and like intentional, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
with like
Yeah.
your life.
Sure.
That's it.